Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Good Life Show. We're giving you tips and tricks and simple hacks to live in the good life every day. Proudly brought to you by Stonington Youth Services. And my name's Nadav, and in this episode, we've got a very special guest from our very own City of Stonington's Open Spaces and Environment Department, Beck Nichols. And Beck's here to talk to us today about energy consumption and how you guys can save energy, save money, and save the planet from your own home. Welcome, Beck. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're really excited to have you here. And what our audience and myself are really interested to know is what are some simple things that we can do ourselves in our own home that can help us save energy, which will help us save money, and which will in turn also help save the environment?
Awesome. Great question, Nadav, and something I think is really important. I think we all have a big role to play, and there's a lot we can actually do, even from home. Well, I think it's really important to talk about upfront, and something that might seem obvious to some people, but in Melbourne, most of our energy actually comes from the burning of coal, and that produces CO2, and that's building up in our atmosphere and is causing climate change. So, when we switch on our lights, we can't see the smoke, we can't smell coal burning, but it's really important to keep that in mind. That is our energy source. There's actually heaps that you can do around the home, some really easy things that you can do to get started. And firstly, I would say it's important to dress for the season. It's pretty chilly outside and I'm not walking around in a t-shirt. I'm adequately dressed. I've got my layers on. I actually spend most of the day wearing a puffer jacket. So I think that's really important to start.
I've got a t-shirt on, but I can assure you the heaters are not on in my house. I just run hot.
I didn't even pick that up. I couldn't see your sleeves. Looks like a dress to me, Nadav. So if you are using the heating, it's really important to try and zone your house. So you're not trying to heat up your whole house in one go. Keep the room where you're in sealed off as best as you can.
So would you suggest keeping doors closed and making sure any gaps and things like that are not visible or are really concealed and sealed up?
So the average Australian home is actually like a sieve, and it's leaking so much air in the way that a sieve would just let all the air fall through. That's because of our windows, the areas around our windows, our doors, the space under our door, also different, gaps in the floorboards or around your light fittings. There's all these places that air can escape. So one of the things that you can do is find all of these little areas and gaps, and you can block them out. One thing that you can do just to try and work out those drafts that might not be super obvious, but you can close all the doors, you can turn the exhaust fans on in your house, so in your bathroom, in your kitchen, and then what you can do is you can take a little candle around and walk around your house with it and just see where those drafts are, and you can probably start to feel them as well. So that's something that you can do at home. Something else you can do really easily is use your curtains in your home. So at night when you've got the heater on, make sure that you've closed the curtains so that the hot air isn't escaping out of the windows. Curtains can actually be a really good and simple barrier for heat and keeping your house warm. Another good tip is just to check out your heater, make sure it's working properly, and also make sure you've got it set on the right temperature. So every degree warmer that your heater is set to, you're using 10% more energy, which is actually pretty significant. So if you can just dial it down a couple of degrees, you can save a lot of energy, and you might even start to see the difference on your energy bills. Another tip, and it's just looking around your house and seeing what appliances you've got and what devices you have plugged in, and switching things off when you're not using them. It might seem simple, but devices can use heaps of energy just when they're sitting there on standby. So even just switching things off at the power point can be a really good way to save energy. And another tip is just to make sure that if you're not in a room, you've got your lights switched off. There's no need to light a room that you're not in.
Beck, there's some really great tips. Thanks for sharing those with us. Is there anything else you can think of that might help us save some dollar bills, y'all, in the household while looking after the environment?
Yeah, definitely. I think a really important thing is to just make sure that you're not paying too much for your energy. Different energy retailers have different prices, and you can sometimes get stuck with a really dodgy deal, and you can be paying too much or more than you should be. So there's a lot of really good tools out there. The Victorian government has a really great tool where you can actually compare what you pay for energy with other companies to make sure that you have the best deal.
That is one good tip, trick, and hack for the good life. We just scored. Thanks, Beck. Give me some more. Have you got anything else that you can share with me?
Yes, definitely. Lighting. So if you haven't already, it's a really good idea to switch your lights to LEDs, because halogen lights and a lot of other lighting, they use heaps of energy. LEDs use just a fraction of that energy. So it's really simple, quick thing you can do to switch your lights.
I feel like putting that Busta Rhymes song in the background. Give me some more. Give me some more. I don't know if you know that one, but it's a great track. Give me some more, Beck. Any more tips? Talk to me about my power bill. Is there anything I can do around my power bill itself to reduce that?
Definitely. So we were saying that most of the energy in Victoria at the moment comes from coal, but that is actually starting to change. And most energy retailers, I think all energy retailers now have a green energy option, green power. So you can select that option, and you can ensure that your power is coming from 100% renewable sources, which is really awesome. If you've liked this conversation, you might really like, there's a really good show on ABC TV at the moment. It's called Fight for Planet A, and it talks about all of this stuff. It talks about energy, but it also talks about our emissions from things like food and transport. It helps us understand what carbon emissions actually are and how we can reduce them. So it's a really awesome show. It's really entertaining. It's on ABC at the moment. You can catch it on iView.
Well, there you have it, guys. We just heard from the expert, Beck Nichols from the Open Spaces Environment Department from the City of Stonington. So grateful that I got to do this interview. I've learned heaps. What I'd really like to tell you guys about is one last thing that we've got coming up this Tuesday on the 1st of September, which is a fantastic opportunity for anybody that's interested in tuning in to our Youth Cinema Event 2040, which is an incredible Australian-made film that's going to give you guys some real hope about the future of our planet. One of the things that I'm most excited about this event is that we've actually got Damon, the star and director of the film 2040, joining us in our Q&A and panel discussion at the end of the film, along with some other very special guests. So don't miss out, guys. Tune in on Tuesday, the 1st of September at 6:30 p.m. Australian Melbourne time. Peace out. Thanks for another episode of The Good Life Show. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the thumbs up button to let me know you like this.